All right, good morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday, May 1st, and this is the FOMC live session. So we have, if we look at our news calendar, we have the FOMC, and this is the critical FOMC that normally has the release rate. So if we go here and see what it's about, so this is one of the heaviest news events of the month. So there's normally two variations of it. So there's one with the press conference at 2:30, which is today, which is the one I consider the high impact. There's the other one that normally doesn't have the press conference at 2:30, which I really don't consider high impact. So what we cover during FOMC is the interest rate at which depository institutions lend balances held at the Federal Reserve to other depository institutions overnight. So also this one for the rate, what it also tells us is what is the Fed doing to control inflation. So going back, excuse me, to what we have. So we currently have a 15-minute supply on US 30. So remember, 2 p.m., we might have some volatility, but at 2:30 p.m., that's when the Fed Chair Powell will speak. So for me, I actually prefer trading after 2:30 and not at 2. But currently we have this US 30 supply that's running. I didn't take it. Again, I'm not looking to trade before FOMC, but I was tracking this trade here, and it would be ideally at a break even, but I didn't catch that. We also did have the hourly. So the one, and we talked about this in the live session this morning, this hourly supply at 37,992. So we had an hourly and also a 15-minute. So you can see US 30 is rejecting from there. So if this wasn't FOMC, I would have taken this trade today. But yeah, so the only trade we took this morning is the US 30 sell, and we got out at break even because the price action had started to change, and we really didn't want to get caught in that. And it's good we got out because US 30 reversed to the upside. So looking at where we are at right now, let's look for another zone. So I'm not in this trade, but this level is still a valid level. So I'll create another alert here. So how I would trade this, I would wait. If I was trading the 2 p.m. move, I would trade after the first 5 minutes. So for most of these sessions, and I know we haven't done FOMC and NFP live trading in a while, we just want to learn how the market is moving, how the market moves. Again, historically, I would rather trade after 2:30 p.m. and not between that time. So we just want to observe how the market is moving. Now, that's for US 30. Gold, we almost caught this. Remember, we were looking at this zone during the live session this morning. We missed getting filled into this sell here just by like half a pip. And then gold came back, almost tapped our alert area at 23.10, but unfortunately, we did not get tagged in that. But those areas are still valid. So if we turn on our zones, and actually now for gold, we have to move this above here. Have a new supply zone. So the new one is 2318.388. And the news just came out. So just observe how it goes, and we'll just see from there. So the new supply zone on gold is here. So what I'll do, I'll move this alert here at 2313.5. So that's the new one on the 30-minute time frame. Also, let's look at our SAR level. So gold is at this daily sell. So this is another trade I was looking to take, this daily sell. Remember, we were looking at it on the live session as well. So for this one, again, I'm not taking it. Again, right, better to wait for the first 5 minutes. But this is the daily sell SAR. And if you wanted, it would be like a 1:2 risk to reward. So you'd have like a 50 pip stop loss. And so this would be an area to probably set as pending order, pending sell order here. And the daily sell, the crucial area is 2300. So 2300 is still a crucial area. But anyway, not in this trade. Again, personally, I'll wait for the first 5 minutes. But for anybody who has a confluence for a sell on gold at 2300, you can see this first 15-minute candle close below 2300 and then the next 15-minute candle. So what is going on now is pretty much just manipulation. But let's observe that 2300 area and see how price moves. So let's update, give me 1 second. Let's update this zones from scratch. So for US 30, let's move it all the way up here to 38,110. So again, what we're looking, or what I'm personally looking to trade, is the 2:30 p.m. move and not and not the 2 p.m. move. So here we'll just mark up this zones and just wait for price to come to us and see what we get. So US 30, 15-minute supply moves up there, and demand still remains at the bottom here at 37,000. Looking at the SAR levels that we have, I turn this on. Okay, so let's see. For US 30, we are pretty much around 15-minute and 5-minute zones. So what I'm looking to be trading for this SAR levels is hourly, anything hourly and above. So all this other 15, anything lower than the hourly, I'm not really looking to catch anything for the SAR zone. So I go ahead and close this out. And I know for US 30, there's nothing to look at for SARs. For 30 minutes supply, still see what we have here. How many candles is this zone based off? So this zone is based off of one candle. So forget about this US 30-minute supply. And here again, for the 30 minutes, we need to push this all the way up here. So the 30-minute supply on US 30 moves all the way to 38,442. And historically, the move that will happen after at 2:30 p.m., normally price will keep going in that direction until like 11 p.m. Eastern time, maybe even through London, and you probably will have a reversal after that. US 30 demand, 30-minute demand moves to 37,816. Again, this is just pretty much visual. You're just looking at which are the zones that are separated by white space, right? So there's clearly a distinction between this zone right here and this zone, and it's distincted by this white space. And right, you ask yourself, which is the zone that's closest to price? So here, I go ahead and set an alert down there and wait for price to come to me. And we can turn off this zones right now. All right, so that's US 30. Then we move on to gold. Let's see if we need to. So gold, we need to adjust the 15-minute demand to 2291. So I just go ahead and move this up here. And I realign. So this is pretty much all I do. It's pretty much just visual. And I just look for the most optimal area, so that I add an alert here for gold. And then we can turn this off for zones. So we've already done our markups for the 15-minute time frame. So 1 more minute. So any trade that comes at past 205 is a trade I would be willing to take. So for gold, again, let's mark up this daily sell. I'll set an alert here, daily sell, and I'll mark this up as gold daily sell SAR, so that if price comes down here, we'll be looking for like 2 15-minute candle closures below that level. For supply and demand, the 30-minute supply stays where it's at. The 30-minute demand stays where it's at, all the way down there at 2265. So we don't have anything to do there. And then we go to Bitcoin. So again, we were waiting for this Bitcoin buy in the morning as well. We almost got triggered, but price rejected to the upside, which is fine. The zone is still valid. BTC is coming to a 15-minute supply here at 58,227. So we move this down here. for BTC and set an alert at the height of this candle here, 58,232. And then we go ahead, turn off the zones. Let's see what SAR levels we have. We have prices around a 15-minute, 5-minute, and 30 minutes. So nothing really to be on the lookout for. But remember up here, we have the weekly sell SAR on BTC and the hourly sell. So at 2:30, I think for BTC, something that's probably very probable here, coming all the way to this daily sell and then back down. So this is the area I sold BTC yesterday around this daily sell. The one of the trades I took yesterday, but watch that level of 60,000 on BTC. I think it's a nice selling area based off of where price is at. For the 30-minute time frame, the zones remain where they are for BTC. And then we move over to the hourly time frame. So hourly, we already know US 30 has triggered the hourly sell. And then we move over here. Since I'm not in that cell, I move over to the next one, to the next area of selling, which is at, what is this? 38,082. And I just wait for price to come to me. Hourly demand moves up to 37,732. So remember, these zones do update in real time. And then I set an alert here. And we go ahead and do this. And see if price comes to us. For gold, I think gold, the hourly zones will remain where they are. Yes. They will remain. For this one, for gold, we push this to the top at 23.18. That's where the hourly supply will move up to 23.18. So I go ahead and set an alert here. See gold hourly supply and gold. We didn't move the demand, so that's fine. For US 30, what did we move? So this should be US 30 hourly demand. And for BTC on the hourly, I don't think anything changes here. Yeah, nothing changes for BTC. On the 4-hour time frame, I don't think anything changes. Nothing changes on the 4-hour for any of these instruments. BTC on the 4-hour, we don't have anything. This demand is based off of one candle, so nothing to look at there. On the daily time frame, nothing will have changed. So right now, we just wait for price to get to us. And then what we do next, I'll share the other screen that has the rejection and SAR. So I'll share my other screen and see if we can get a trend line and SAR rejection. So starting off for US 30, we can already tell here that price is at the top trend line, so probably no buys. When we go to the sells, here's a potential sell on US 30 in the next 4 minutes. So this trade, so this will be here. So starting to prep for this one. But the price, let's look at the price action for US 30. We definitely have a way to go to the upside, but this is would still be a valid trade. So this would give you like a 50-point stop loss and 100-point TP. So a nice 1:2 risk to reward. So depending on which, I would prefer this to be the closest SAR that US 30 closes on. So we have 4 minutes until that happens. So I'll just prep this for my trade manager. but we need this current candle to close below this trend line, and we need it to close below either of these SARs. So if it closes below this one, you can still have a 50-point stop loss. If it closes above here, the critical thing is make sure your stop loss is above the previous high of the candle. So we'll just wait for those 4 minutes and see if we get that particular trade. For gold, let's see what we have here. No buys for gold. For sales, no sales for gold. For Bitcoin, Bitcoin. This wasn't a rejection, so that wouldn't have been a trade. On the hourly time frame, we don't get anything here. On the hourly time frame for gold, nothing here, nothing for buys. On the sell side for all these instruments, no sell side entry. For the 4-hour time frame, no buys that I can see. For sells on the 4-hour, nothing, right? Because price is far away from the trend line, so we won't get anything there. So right now, this US 30 trade, and then possibly some supply and demand entries. But remember, 2:30 p.m., that's probably when you guys will see more moves in the market. But if we do get this, and this is a 15-minute entry, so I like 15-minute entries. So we'll see how this comes up. So depending on where we close above. So in the next 2 minutes, we want this candle. So, and in the next 15 minutes, if this trend line will either stay where it's at or it will auto adjust to the high of this candle. Either way, if this candle closes with a wick, it will give us a trend line rejection. And then all we need is closure below an SAR, and we want price to retest the nearest SAR that price closes next to. And at that point, would be looking to ride price down, stop loss above the previous high. Definitely we're in an uptrend on US 30. So even for this one, and given that we are looking to do this before 2:30 p.m., for you guys, definitely use lower risk because we can easily get manipulated up and then US 30 comes back down. But yeah, so this trade makes sense to me, and I will definitely be taking it where it validates. Gold looks like it's coming back down. We have that daily. So just remember 2,300 is a critical area for gold. Let's see. So this is a 50. I'll just put this in my trade manager for US 30. So that would be a 50-point stop loss. And this is that. So this morning we only had one trade and it ended up at break even. So right now I really just at break even for the day and only with that one trade for the morning. Now, if this candle closes above this SAR at the top, that trade is not valid. We need it to close below either of these SARs. But if it closes above the top SAR, then that trade is invalid. So again, just keep in mind, remember what happened to the other trade in the morning. It happened so fast. So here, what I will now be doing, I'll set an alert here. And then what we would want to see is, and you can see it just, let's see. Okay, so we need, there it is. So let me set that alert. So we need price to tag that SAR. Okay, so it's already tagged. And then what I'll do, I'll look to my 5-second time frame chart on the left, and I'll let you guys know when I do get that crossover sell, because my entry is on the 5-second time frame. So I'm still not in, and I'll let you guys know when I get that crossover sell. So I'm looking at my other chart. So here, US 30 can pump up, that's fine. We just need that 5-second crossover sell. So I am looking at my other chart, so we can keep pumping, so that's fine. All right, so let it keep pumping. And once we get that crossover sell, not yet. Okay, so if this five, okay, so I'm in that entry for US 30. So my entry is at 37,969. So do remember we still have the 2:30 p.m. News. So definitely use lower risk on this particular one. And we are also in an uptrend. So 37,969 is my entry for this trade. So 37,969 here, somewhere here. Yeah, so somewhere there. So need stop loss above that previous high. And then should be something like that. And we'll just see how that goes. If we get stopped out on this one, looking at what other areas we might have. So this area right here. So price might spike all the way up here to 38,130. So this would be the next selling area for US 30 if we get taken out of this or if this gets taken out. And now that we're in this trade, what we want to see, we don't want to see this high getting taken out. This one of this candle here. And then definitely we don't want to see this previous high getting taken out because our stop loss is above there. So, and we want price to hold this SARs here. And now, so same thing we did this morning. We want to start looking at the 5-minute time frame. If the current 5-minute candle closes as a bullish candle, we want to start looking to get out of the trade at break even because that will be showing us heavy buying pressure setting in. But the best case scenario right now, the current 5-minute candle, we want that to close as a bearish candle. So even in short, definitely also don't want to see this high getting taken out and creating another high. So this is how I'll know if we're getting a 5-minute push. And once we do get that, either you can cut your losses halfway or you can look for price to come back to break even, which is what we did this morning, and exit out at break even. Let's look at what we have for the end. What I'll also do, I'll set an alert here for US 30 at the high of this candle so that I can know if we get a push on US 30. All right. Let's see. Nothing here. Okay, so we won't get anything on the hourly and 4-hour, so only this here. Let's see if we can get that pushback. So this current 5-minute candle closes in 2 minutes. If we close bullish, I'll be looking for a reversal, a slight reversal back to the downside and looking to close out at break even. If we close bearish, I will hold because that will start validating the price as is, or will start validating the direction of the trade that we might start pushing to the downside. And for the other items, let's see. For supply and demand, price is pretty much far away from all these things. We might get, I think during the 2:30 p.m. news, we'll probably get an entry for BTC or gold. But even for the 2:30 p.m. news, we definitely want to wait for 5 minutes after news. So you can see this high getting taken out. So 5 seconds until we see how this current 5-minute candle will close. All right, so the current 5-minute candle closed bullish. So given that, and given that we are possibly creating higher lows, what we'll do here for this particular trade, we'll do the same thing that we did this morning. Once the trade comes to break even, and if you're slightly in profit at break even, you manually move, you either exit out or manually close the trade out at break even. But this one is definitely looking like we're going to push up. So if we do have that push up, so we saw that low get or that high getting taken out. So if we do push up, I'm looking at this. This is the next area, and we definitely have those alerts there. at around 38,000. So definitely a critical area. So if this trade, if we don't get stopped out, looking for this to push back down, and or personally, I'll just exit out at BE, and then we'll wait for the 2:30 p.m. move. So mostly I'm just like what is it? I just want to have more leverage available for the 2:30 move. And then for that one, that's when I'll probably go in heavy for some of these trades. But right now, mostly this one was to test. And of course, we do see it was slightly or pretty much a counter trend move. So let's just see what we get here. What else was there? Someone was looking at here. Also, let's see, 38, 130. All right. So there's that push back down. So you guys can either exit at break even during that push down. For me, I'm just looking to manually set break even for that one as opposed to fully closing the position manually. And then we'll just wait for the 2:30 p.m. ride. And you can also see here we have this 15-minute and 5-minute. I wish we had buys because now that's one I would have wanted to hold. So even looking at this SARs, it also tells me the direction or the momentum that we have in place here. So here we definitely have this 15 and 5-minute SAR zones. So that's also definitely a red flag for this one as well. All right, so there's that high that got taken out. So definitely that we don't want to happen. And definitely US 30 will shoot up from here. So that 38,130 area, also 38,160. I think 38, so always look at these things also as structure. So this one was definitely counter trend, still in the trade. Didn't get a chance to set break even, so definitely still in it. But here, if we are going to push up, right, we ask ourselves, where is price likely to go and complete structure? So if let's take this off, assuming we get stopped out of this trade, or I get stopped out of this trade, and we have this structure to the upside, what are the first areas, even without looking at any indicators? So this first high right here at 38,090, that's the first completion of structure. Then we have this area, 38,122, then 38,300, and then finally here. So this might be the move for 2:30, and then through 11 p.m. Eastern time, and then, or maybe even London, and then during London, tomorrow and Friday, possibly have something like this. So this is something to also look out for later at the 2:30 p.m. move. And let's bring this back. So out of all these zones, here we have a 4-hour sell. Here we have an hourly sell. So 38,300, definitely a better place to sell out of all of this, 38,300. And then up here where we have the weekly sell, which is at 38,455. But this particular trade, still I got taken out at stop loss. So either you had the chance to get out with a smaller loss or at break even, but we did say that was a counter trend. And definitely looking for the 2:30 p.m. move. But anyway, this trade I took a loss on this one. And I'll just record this for journaling purposes. Now, with the trend line and rejection entry, what other area would we get a entry for trend line and SAR rejection? It would be somewhere at 38,131, because if we get that uptrend on US 30, we'll probably get a rejection around this area. So this is the next area. Even looking at the 30-minute time frame, this is the next area we'll probably get that trend line and SAR rejection. And what time is it? 2:26. So 4 more minutes for before 2:30. And then after 2:30, personally, I'll probably be, if I see a nice setup, I will be going pretty heavy on that trade, but it has to have like multiple confluences. So I'll just take a screenshot of this for my journal. And then we'll see what entries we get at 2:30 p.m. All right. So let's see what else there is. Any other possible setup? Nothing here. Nothing for buys. Nothing for sales on gold. Nothing really. Nothing for BTC. All right, so I'll move back to the other chart, to the supply and demand chart, and we'll see what we have there. So on the hourly, we're coming up to that hourly supply, which is at 38,082, but we're coming to it when it's almost 2:30 p.m. So I'm not going to, I'll wait for the first 5 minutes so after 2:35, that's when I'll look to trade, but we are tapping 38,082. So if anybody has any confluences for sales still on US 30, still would be a counter trend, but we'll definitely have some sort of rejection here for US 30. And we did see that the structure on US 30 will be completed at around 38,400. So mostly, I would like to see some buys on US 30, but I literally don't have any confluences for buys based off of the strategies that I trade. So I'm not going to follow or try and force buys just for the sake. But we have that US 30, 38,082. So anybody who trades FOMC like exactly during these times, you can take those if you want. So this is the hourly setup. We have the 15-minute setup. So between the hourly and 15-minute, the 15-minute gives you a better entry. So the 15-minute gives you like a 20-point, what is this? About a 23-point difference. So best case scenario, at 2:35 p.m., price comes up and gives me the 38,113. So that's definitely something that I would be looking to take, the 15-minute entry, but we are about to tap the 1 hour entry. For gold, we are also about to tap the 15-minute and 30-minute entries. So there goes the gold. And we also want to see this zones holding, right? So we are in a 15-minute sell zone on gold. So anybody who has confluences for a sell, we are in a selling zone for this. So for gold, I think I would rather take the hourly sell at 23.18. So right now, based off of what I'm seeing, my two setups that I'll probably be taking post 2:30 p.m. Hourly sell on gold at 2,318. There goes the hourly sell on US 30. So the ones I'll probably take, hourly sell on gold and 15-minute sell on US 30. So the sell on US 30, for anybody who's looking to take, you would be in the sell, excuse me, you'd be in the sell right now, somewhere right now. But I've already identified the trades that I'm looking to take hourly sell on gold and 15-minute sell on US 30, but it has to be after 2:35 p.m. If it's not after 2:35 p.m., then I'm not taking anything. And I would want to get a trend line rejection entry, to be honest. I love those trend line rejection entries. Again, with those entries, I have like a 55% win rate. So, and I like them because they give you most of the times a tight stop loss on that. So US 30, you can see price got to the hourly supply. So if anybody had a confluence for hourly supply, you would be in the trade and you would be running in profit and you'd be at break even there. But again, for me, I'm waiting for 5 minutes. You don't have to do like I do, because you see, we just took a loss. But here, this one would be at break even, or yeah, would be at break even. So it just depends on what times you prefer to trade. For me, I just want all the manipulation to first end before I can trade anything. On the, what is this? US 30 minute for, let's see. All right. 58, 067. All right. So we go ahead and move this. So this trade would have hit TP if we had taken it, but we didn't take it. So that's fine. We move on and identify the next hourly supply on US 30. And the next one is still the same area, but I don't like double dipping. If I didn't enter a trade, I treat it as though I entered it. So now I'll move the supply for US 30 all the way up here to 38,600. So that zone is still valid, but I don't like double dipping into trades, because if price comes back up there, we'll probably break to the upside. So I'd rather look for another setup and change this to the next zone that I would be looking to trade. So that's the next hourly supply for US 30, 38,609. So all the way at the top there. And come back to the 15-minute. So this 15-minute is still valid. So I'll be looking to take this if we get a trigger there. So we have, and what time is it? 2:33. So 2 more minutes before I can take any trade. There's also this gold sell on the 15-minute. This one, you'd have also hit full TP on it, I believe. And you'd have gotten such a, I think you'd either be at break even or hit full TP. But anyway, we didn't take, or personally didn't take that as well. But price came exactly to where the markup was. So now I move on and I look for the new area for gold. So looking here, new sell zone for gold is the high of this candle here. It's at 23.18. So I'm liking the 23.18 sell. So remember, at 23.18, we have the hourly supply, and now we have the 15-minute supply as well. So it depends on which one you'd prefer to take. So I'll set an alert here. So I'll take the 15-minute entry because it's higher right here. And let's see if we get this for gold. All right. Gold hourly supply has been triggered. Oh, not okay. That was a previous hourly supply. So just wait. So I'll look to take the 15-minute. And the reason I like waiting for the first 5 minutes is because that's when Powell is actually starting to speak. And you'll probably see some direction in the market. So hourly supply on gold. So definitely we'll be taking, so the difference between the hourly and the 15-minute is just like 0.4 pips. But the 15-minute definitely would give you a better entry. The 30-minute supply on gold just got tapped as well. So again, if anybody has any confluences for sales on gold, the 30-minute would be running. You would be in at around break even. So right now I'm looking for, wait, and US 30 just got tapped, right? So also US 30, the new zone we just pointed out. So again, this one would be TP on that one as well. Yeah, so this zones just happened pretty fast. Okay, so if that one has gotten tapped as well and would have gone to TP, I move on, look for a new zone for US 30. The next zone is at 38,400 for US 30 up here for US 30. So that's the 15-minute that I was saying I was looking to take, right? And you can see how price just zoomed so fast. So we didn't catch that one on US 30. It is what it is. So let's see. So now the only trade that I'll probably will take is the gold 15-minute supply. So that will be probably the only trade for me for the day or for the rest of the day. So let's see if we can get that gold entry here at 23.18 on the 5-second time frame. And then I'll also watch this others. There might be a 30-minute trendline rejection for US 30 and also for gold. So let's observe gold. This will happen very fast. Gold on the 15-minute. Give me 1 second. 7 minutes. All right, so at 2:45, I need to remember to look at gold. We might have a quick entry on gold, like literally so fast with like a 10-point stop loss for gold. I'm pissed off of trend line. Actually, it's like, I'm sorry, like a 40 pip stop loss. But this trade, I'm looking at by the chart, probably 840, I'm sorry, 245. That's when we'll probably get it or not. All right, so this is the hourly supply and this is the 15-minute supply. So I'm looking for gold to tap 2318.6 and see if we get anything. So US 30 carries on, it's pushed to the upside. So remember the path we drew, right? To the upside, looking to complete all these structural areas. And gold is coming up here as well. All right, so 30-minute, we need to look for a new one. So this is a 30-minute as well, this hourly. All right. And not just yet, let's see. And there goes the 15-minute tab. All right. Okay, so this one is a counter trend as well for gold. Definitely use lower risk as well. I really wish we had setups for buys, but we do not. Or personally, I do not. So let's see if we get, so I needed to keep pushing and then we need to get that crossover sell on the 5-second time frame. So let it keep pushing. And also we don't want to see this supply get disintegrated. So that supply has already gotten taken out, right? So the supply on the 15-minute that we're looking to take, this one that I'm looking for the 5-second crossover sell, it's been taken out. So here for gold as well, I'm not, no need to look to take the trade there. So I'll push this up to 23.24. When you see your zones getting taken out, this is why I say this zones update in real time. When you see your zones get taken out that easily, you really don't want to trade that zone, which is why for me, I don't do like pending orders. I like to see what the market is telling me when price gets to these zones. So I moved the sell to gold on the 15-minute time frame to 23.24. So no need to wait for the crossover sell. So the crossover sell happened here, but we've already seen that our zone has been wiped out. So we'll wait for gold at 23, 24 and see if we get there as well. We also have a 4-hour sell SAR there. So that's pretty nice. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either take this fifth, and there goes that push. You can either look to take the 15-minute sell at 23.24, or you can wait for two candle rejections at the 4-hour sell SAR. So let's see what price does when it gets here at the 15-minute, and we'll just decide what we want to do. Do we want to do the 4-hour sell? But for the 4-hour sell, we have to wait for two consecutive 15-minute candles to reject from here. So I don't think we'll be on the live session for that long. So no need for that as well. 30 minutes, and you guys can now see why I prefer not to do 30-minute entries, or why I don't even have a high win rate with 30-minute entries and 4-hour entries, because for some reason, these zones get wiped out pretty fast. So we move the 30-minute up here. So gold is the same thing as US 30. Structure, right? Structure is being completed to the upside. And as gold was forming this lower lows, it was leaving a bunch of liquidity pools to the upside. So let's set an alert for the 30-minute time frame at 23:30. So we do have this 4-hour sell. So markup for gold, the 4-hour sell is at 23:25. I won't be on the live session long enough to take this 4-hour sell, because you'd need two consecutive 15-minute candles, and price is going to start, or volatility is going to start dying down. So for me, the only other trade I'll look to take is this 23:24 trade for the 15-minute supply. And then that will be it for the FOMC session today. Price is far away from this. And what time is it? Almost 2:45. All right. So for BTC, price broke through. So all of these instruments looking for that completion of structure. So most of these cells I'm even looking for, they're pretty much counter trends. Here for BTC, next sell zone on the 15-minute is 60,175. Okay, so there comes gold. See if we tap that zone. So same thing here. This zone, I don't want to see this zone get disintegrated by a big spike up, because that will just show how buyers are taking up sellers. So we don't want to see this zone get taken out. So we just need a tap at the top of that zone, and then we move down to the 5-second time frame and see if we can get an entry there. Last 30. This is 4-hour gold. So we said, so gold is also at an hourly supply, the last hourly supply holding gold down. If gold breaks here, if gold breaks this hourly, excuse me, gold breaks this hourly and breaks that 15-minute, then gold going back up to 23.50 range. So this is the last, excuse me, this is the last saving grace for gold. If we break here, turning bullish, and I would only be looking to consider sells at like 11 p.m. Eastern time or London time. So let's see. So we are up there on gold, definitely. So still a counter trend. So if you're trading that, if we get that crossover sell, use proper risk. So it's pretty much our standard 30 pips stop loss and 60 pips TP. I really wish we had some trend trades today, but unfortunately not. All right. So there was the crossover sell, that red X right there. So trade should be somewhere around here. Still counter trend. Best case scenario, hit break even. Worst case scenario, get wiped out, which is fine as well. So long as you're managing your risk properly, you should be fine. But that's the entry there for gold. I'm looking for a break even set, possibly a spike down from here, to give us at least a 1:1 risk to reward and getting break even. So that's the best case scenario. So 23.8 is our entry, or is my entry. So 23.8. So my entry is here, somewhere around there. And again, our zone hasn't been taken out. So we can see we're still in another zone here. So we haven't been taken out. So that's fine. We want to see this demand holding, and there goes gold. We want to see that demand holding for gold. So compare this to the previous 15-minute. The other 15-minute got wiped out almost instantly. This one held. So this is perfect. So almost at a 1:1 risk to reward for me. So make sure you set break even. And this is, compare that to the US 30 trade we took this morning. Watch that 5-minute candle. So for my trades, I normally tell you guys, when we enter the trade, we want to see instant move to the direction we are trading at. And my trade is at break even now. So break even for this trade. So that's what we want, right? Compare this to this US 30 loss we just took a few moments ago, and also the break even one that we exited in the morning. If we go here to the 5-minute time frame, at the point where we entered this candle, price spiked up in our direction. That is normally what you want to see for my trades. But if we ever get into a trade and you start seeing price going against us almost instantaneously, or price ranging at our points of entry, then that's when you'll hear me saying, I'm looking to get out of this trade at break even. Or if it hits stop loss, it hits, because I've already managed my risk properly. So let's just follow this trade. We might have a swing back up to the upside and get taken out at break even, which is fine. Then we'll just look for another trade setup. So still in that trade, and I'm out at break even for that particular trade. But we do know here we have sellers. So when that happens, give me a second. Let me take again. Let me take a screenshot for my journal real quick. But that's ideally what we want. We want, when we enter a trade, the trade to go into a direction, give us at the very least a 1:1 risk to reward and set break even. Or if it goes against us, we want for a chance to get out at break even. So let's look for the next area where we can have entries on gold. So the next supply zone on gold is at 23.26. So we've already been taken out at break even, or personally, I'm out at break even for that trade. We didn't have a strong enough push to give us a to give us a full TP on the trade. So let's see what else we have here. So we have this other zone here. Let's see. Okay, here's the 4-hour sell. Maybe I'll be on the live stream for this. So let's watch this 4-hour sell here. So for this 4-hour sell, we would need this current 15-minute candle to close. So you see the tap, and this is what gave us the 1:1 risk to reward, because price tapped the 4-hour sell SAR. So this is where if you go to the 4-hour time frame and apply your SARs, this is the area where the 4-hour sell SAR was created, and we had a 4-hour candle closing below there. So how I trade this now, pretty much similar to how we were doing like the double SARs. I need two 15-minute candles to reject off of here. And if they do, I'll look for price to retrace back and tap the 4-hour sell, and then I'll write price down. So we need to see how this current 15-minute candle closes. You can also see we are approaching a 15 minutes. So honestly, based off of this, I would rather take the 4-hour sell entry as opposed to this 15-minute entry. But again, if anyone has any entries or confluences for gold for sales based off of where price is at, you can look to take it. But I'm looking to take the 4-hour sell because if this comes back up, then my stop loss will be above the previous high. And then I'll be looking to take price down. And at that point, if we're supposed to reject from here, price should give us a smooth move up. But again, if you have any confluences for a sell, let me see. You'll just be looking for that 5-second sell. I'm not taking that, but I'll show you guys when it does validate. So US 30 is doing a good job completing the structure that we identified to the upside. And so is gold. US 38 minutes. Yeah, so I'd rather take the 4-hour sell on gold, and there's possibly a 15-minute entry. So there's where you would be entering your sell on gold at 23.26. A bit risky. So the 4-hour sell, this is a better entry right here at 23.25. So, but anyone who has any confluences for gold sells, you would be in your sell at 23.26. Let's see for this other charts. Mm. Okay. US 30, US 30. So here's that completion of structure, right? And we've talked about this for like a whole year. So these instruments love that structure completion. So here, what do we have around this area? So that 38,400 looks like today's session may run a little bit longer. 38,400 area, 38,400 to 500 area is a good sell area for US 30. Gold, if you did take it, you would be around break even. But let's watch that 4-hour. We need, in the next 6 minutes, we want to see this current 15-minute candle. So since I'm not, so this is the supply entry. So I'm not in the supply entry. So what I'm looking for here, let me move this slightly to the side. But if you took the supply entry, you'd be in profit right now. But what I'm looking to take here personally is this. In the next 6.5 minutes, I want this, and I want this to close here, price to retrace and tap there and give me that. But if this current 15-minute candle doesn't close below that zone, then I'm not looking to, so this would be SAR levels rejection. So I'm looking to take the SAR levels rejection because if we do drive back down on gold, that will give us a confluence that this 4-hour sell is holding, and gold is more than likely going to come back down at the very least to give us break even and hopefully to TP. Currently, with this supply, inner supply, you'd be in and out of profit. And this gold definitely, even looking at this 30-minute time frame, gold has a long way it can go to the upside to complete structure. But here for US 30 here, I'll be looking to take that 15-minute entry. I like how it looks. We also have a daily buy here on US 30. Okay, so let's look at these items first. Let me hide the other markups. So look at what we have here. We have a weekly sell for US 30 at 38,454. We have a 4-hour buy on US 30. We have a daily buy on US 30. We have an hourly sell on US 30. We have a 4-hour sell on US 30. So definitely heavy area for manipulation. So here, same thing. If you want to trade these areas, of course, if you want to trade the 4-hour sell, you'd wait for two 15-minute candles to close below this area. We are, of course, not going to have that on the live session. If you want to take an hourly sell, same thing, two 15-minute candle closures, we won't have that. Now, if you want to take the daily buy and 4-hour buy, two 15-minute candles to close. So this is a possible buy on US 30, but this would either validate or invalidate in 30 minutes, in probably 30 minutes. Best case scenario, actually, no, probably 15 or 18 minutes. But if you were to take this, your stop loss would have to be below the previous low of the candle. But again, you need two consecutive 15-minute candles to close. So that's the only buy confluence or buy entries I see on US 30, but none of them have been validated even by one candle. But looking here for US 30, I'm still liking the sells because here we have a bunch of structure to the upside, and it's the first completion of structure by US 30, 38,400. So I like the 15-minute sell, 15-minute supply on it. I can wait and see if I'll get the weekly sell, but probably that will be too late in the day. So let's just see what US 30 does here, if any of these zones do get triggered. Let's move back to the other charts real quick. Okay, so here it is. So two things, and looking also, what is this, gold? Looking at, this is going to be pretty fast. Let's see, in 3 minutes. Excuse me, hourly supply here. So we go ahead and move this up here. See if we can get one more. I think it will be that gold entry on the hourly. Sure. I'm sorry, gold entry for the 4-hour sell SAR. Okay. Yeah. So looks like we'll get that. For the trend line and SAR rejection, nothing for US 30. Also, gold gives a trend line and SAR rejection entry. So this is what I like. If you took the inner supply, you should be at break even, because the entry was where? Where was the entry? 23.26. So you should be at break even if you took the other supply. But for me, now I like this because this tells me that we have some direction to the downside. So if I'm prepping for this, probably a 40 pip stop loss and an 80 pip TP. That's only if this current 15-minute candle closes here, closes below that level. And we have 1.5 minutes to see what's going to happen. So, all right, so let me adjust this. This is a 4-hour. So this ideally would be, right. All right. If it doesn't close below here, then again, nothing to do or nothing to look for there. And remember, US 30 is, I thought US 30 was pushing up further. 4-hour, 1 hour. Okay, yeah, so this gold trade will be the last trade of the day. So let's see if we can get that. And it might be a quick one. So let me set an alert here so that we can go to that 5-second time frame and see. All right, let me set it again. Yep. So we didn't close below. Pretty close, but we didn't close below. So no no level there. Wish we did, but we didn't. So I go ahead and delete this. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I really don't see anything else, and I don't want to force anything. we can still get the same level, but actually let's move. This is good. Okay, last chance here. Share this. This will be a quick trade, if anything, based off of the SAR rejection. This one, this stop loss would be 35 pips. Stop loss. So this is based off of, okay, give me 1 second. Okay, give me 350, 700. These trades are just coming in so fast. All right, so I'll let you guys know when I'm in this one, when I do get that crossover sell. So we have this crossover, not crossover, yeah, crossover sell on the 5 seconds. So this is same thing, trend line and SAR rejection, same trade that got us stopped out for US 30. So I'm not in it yet. I'm waiting for the crossover sell. Stop loss would be ideally above this this high, which is like a 350 point stop loss. The closer it gets, the lesser your stop loss can be. When I do say I'm taking it, I'm waiting for the crossover buy on the 5-second time frame, which I'm not yet getting. Yeah, but I see if we do get that. And if you're still using a 0.75% risk and you took the loss we just took on US 30, if you didn't get a chance to set break even, instead of using 0.75, and this is for the official trades, do like half of 0.75, which is 0.375, I believe, because you don't want to start getting to like losing 1.5% in a day if you're not used to doing so. So if you do take this trade, and the trade for the official trade will be 0.375%. So there goes the crossover sell, and I am in that entry for gold at 2326.2. This will be the last trade, 2326.2. That's where I entered my trade. 2326.2, somewhere there. So that's where I'm in the trade. And let's see if we get a nice push. So loving the wicks from the upside. So same thing on the 5-minute time frame. We want to watch the wicks. So we want to see this keep this going and pushing to the downside, and we want this wicks being maintained. So I'm liking this. Actually, even on the 30-minute time frame, if you guys can see this, we had this entry right here on the 30-minute. I didn't see that. Same thing, trendline and SAR rejection. This one would have given us a smaller stop loss, like a 30 pip stop loss, but the stop loss we're using on the 15-minute is 35 pips. So same difference. But yeah, so same trades. Loving the trade. And let's just see if we get break even. So if this trade does hit TP, we'll be back. You would be back at break even for the day, as much as you're using like half risk than you use for the other trade. If this trade loses, then you'd just be down like a minus 1.125 for the day, which is not bad. If you're using 0.75% risk. And let's just see. So we should get a quick push to the downside at the very least to get that 1:1 risk to reward and probably set break even. And that will be it for the day. So everything is dipping. US 30 is dropping. So let's see. US 30 from the sell side is dropping. Same thing here. If we get a trend line, so we had a trend line and SAR rejection here also for US 30. So depending on where you'd have entered this trade, depending on where you would have entered this trade, if you put your stop loss above that previous high, which is literally like a 2-point stop loss, I don't think there's anybody who trades like that. But depending on where you entered this trade and your stop loss was, you would have either gotten stopped out or you'd be in profit. But anyway, we didn't take that one, so no need to coulda, shoulda. No buys on gold. We are in this sell here on gold. get ready to set break even on the trade. I'm almost at break even personally. See, get slight push down from here. If we break and close below this SARs here, this will be a nice one. So also remember on the 4-hour time frame, right? Now we still have that 4-hour time frame. So you can still trade that 4-hour SAR that's somewhere around here, 23, 26-ish, I believe, 23, 25-ish. So if we also have like 2 candles closing below there, that would be nice for the gold trade. BTC, what time is it? 3:06. BTC, no entries. On the hourlies, we don't have any entries. So on the hourly, for US 30 gold and EU, price is next to the top trend line. So probably looking for sales there. No sales for the 4-hour, for the hourly. For the 4-hour, there's nothing I'm seeing here. And this is a 4-hour candle. So right now, let's just focus on this gold trade, and let's see if we get a 1:1 risk to reward, and then get a ride to full TP. And if we get break even, that should be it for today's live session. And FOMC session will just have been a break even day. Yeah, today was pretty. We just had back-to-back trades coming in from all over. So. And we are probably going to start dying down in liquidity right now. So right now for this particular trade, this is how I'll personally look to manage this, right? So if we break the open, knowing that we're about to start losing liquidity in the market, if we just break the open of this candle, I will manually set this trade to break even. So it's either I automatically get a break even by a 1:1 automatic 1:1 risk to reward. But if we swing back up and just break or touch this open of this candle, I will manually move my stop loss to break even, because when you start losing liquidity in the market, that opens up room for manipulation. So possibly gold is supposed to come back and drop down, but if it's supposed to drop down from here, we should get a quick move to either break even or take profit. But if gold starts to retrace back up, and knowing that we are losing liquidity in the market because it's almost the markets are about to close, then gold will continue driving up. And if we look at structure, gold can go all the way to 2350 between now and London session. So I don't want to take a loss on this if I can already tell that what is likely to happen based off of price action at the time of day. But if it wasn't like the end of day, so even for me personally, if I'm in a trade and I'm still in the trade, whether I'm in drawdown or whether I'm in profit, by 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, I automatically close those trades. I don't hold any trade overnight, so I pretty much close those trades. Best case scenario is that I'm at break even, but if I'm at profit or if I'm in drawdown, I automatically close those trades at 4:30. But if we tap this close or this open of this candle right here at 23.25, and you can even trail your stop to 23.25. But for me, I'll just manually set break even. So if you want to trail your stop to 23.25, because if we come here, this will mean that we are rejecting from this SAR. So remember, SAR stands for stop and reverse. So if we are stopping and reversing from these red SARs, then we are probably reversing from the upside. But right now, you should almost be automatically at a 1:1. So and there it goes. So my trade is at a 1:1 risk to reward. So that's what I want. There it goes. So risk-free trade. No need to watch out for this. And let's see if we can get a tap to full TP, and see if we can get this trade. So definitely love the post 2:30 p.m. moves. You can see how we did on the US 31. That one was it was definitely a counter trend, but after 2:30 p.m. you kind of start getting a more clearer view for all this market movement. So let's see if we can hit full TP on this trade, and at the very least recover our previous loss. So personally, if I win this trade, I'll be up for the day. Because I'm just using a standard my standard risk, which is 0.375%. This was a trend line and SAR rejection based off of the 15-minute time frame. So knowing that I'm profitable on 15-minute and hourly timeframes, I definitely use higher risk on 15-minute and hourly setups, and especially if it's in the afternoon, because the afternoon sessions are my most profitable sessions. So we are almost at full TP for that trade. For the official trades, even though I'm up in profit for the day and full TP for that trade, so even though I'm up for the day in profit, based off of the official trades that we track, let me just take a screenshot of this. And let's just review what happened today. Save this to here. Okay, so if we review this, what's one of the causes for gold to reverse from here? So if I turn off this SARs, this was one confluence here. Let's see. If we bring the SAR levels in, one confluence here was this 4-hour sell. So in heavy news days like this, one thing you can do is watch. So before FOMC time was here at 14, right? At 14, at 2 p.m. or 14 hours, 1400 hours, if price is pushing up, you ask yourself, where is price going, right? Because price goes from one area to another. Unfortunately, today, I wish we had any buy confluences for FOMC, but we didn't. But at this point, we had these dailies, right? So if gold had pushed down, I would have been looking to catch these sells, which is why I was still biased for sells at that point. But if you start seeing this price pushing to the upside, the best thing with this SAR is you can ask yourself, what is the nearest high time frame SAR? So in this instance, if price is to keep pushing up from here, you can see we have this 4-hour sell. So at the very least, you expect some nice rejection here, which is why personally, I didn't want to take the 15-minute supply we had at the top here, because I knew if price gets here, price has achieved one area that I would have expected price to get to. So that first spike to the downside, that's what had given us the first break even that we got. But at this point, when I started seeing this wicks to the upside, so for me, it's all about wicks, right? I want to see wicks rejecting from the upside. So I knew I didn't have a supply setup because I hadn't taken the 15-minute supply that the entry was at around 23.26. What was my next best strategy? My next best strategy is the trend line and SAR rejection. So I just come here, I turn that on, I wait for price to reject off of a trend line. I wait for closure below an SAR. Then I wait for price to come back to that SAR, put my stop loss above the previous swing high, and then I just ride with that. So definitely, I love this. I love the trend line and SAR rejection. And even after journaling, it's definitely my most profitable strategy. But the only thing I don't like about it is there's really no way I can automate this, because you have to be on the screen and keep watching where the candle is going to close. Did it close above? So there's no way for now, based off of trading view standards, that I can automate this based off of how I've automated other strategies. But for this ones, you can catch 1 or 2 trades a day and call it a day. But that's it for today for gold. And what we'll do here, we'll update the results here. What am I thinking here? So today took break even. So first trade today was May 1st. So morning trade for US30 was a break even trade. Then we had a loss for US30 on the live session of FOMC. So that brought us back, would have been minus 0.75, and then took this next trade we just took right now on gold sell. Actually, wait, took the US30 sell, got taken out at stop loss, took another trade on gold, exited out at break even, took another sell on gold. So at that point, if we were doing anything here, would have still been down for the day minus 0.75. And then give me 1 second. And then I have to drop off soon. And then we took the last sell on US 30. For the last sell, I said that if you guys are already down, if you took the loss on gold, you should update your you should use 0.375% risk. So we won that trade on gold. So 0.375 times 2, I think gives what, like 0. Is it 0? Half of 0.75. Yeah, so it should give you 0.75. So at this point, we ended the day at break even. So today is pretty much a break-even day. Personally, I'm up for the day. I'm up 0.375 because I still use my regular risk. But other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow. I have to drop off to get into another call. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys. See you. Peace.